It's the National Football League presented by EA Sports. Lurching closer toward the midway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Throwing right away is Williams. This one swung out to Vaughn. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's second down now. You talk about this Lions defense. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun.
Looking to throw is Williams. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
That's the first time he's called his own number, but he's got to be overjoyed with the results. He wasn't just going to settle for a modest gain. To me, he was determined to come through with a big message to a defense that slept on him in the pocket.
To throw, Williams. On this one, incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
They'll put a check mark in the box where the defense coordinator was saying, how well can we stay with these receivers if we're in man coverage? Because he just did it on that one. Forced the incompletion. That allowed him to get bolder with his pass rush, won't it?
Absolutely. Frees up your guys elsewhere. From the gun, here's Williams. Throw left side complete. That's Vaughn. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Well, they'll use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
Play action. Now Williams. That complete. It's Tyler Scott with it. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles, knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
Vaughn on 1st and 10. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. Now, this defense for the Lions, they were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Throwing is Williams. Odunze wide open. It's complete. And he is in. Touchdown, Chicago. Rome Odunze, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Bears get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Santos with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Oh, a good return up past the 30. And he nearly broke that for more, but as it is, still a good return. They'll start the drive right around the 37. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their own 37. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught. It's Sam Laporta. And some space here. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. That good for 21 yards on the catch and run.
Defense gives up a touchdown the opening drive. Offense, you got to want to get out there and get those points back right now.
And that's a sharp throw there to get this drive off to a good start. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete.
Well, Charles, something we talked about last week, when you start believing whether you're in the midst of a special season or not. Well, now they're at 6-0. Are you still trying to tamp down the expectations in that locker room?
Well, to me, it's less about tamping down expectations and much more about not getting ahead of yourself as a team.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And the Bears are going to get it back here just past the 35. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
You talk about this Lions defense. They were strong last week, CD, and that went over New England.
And all defensive teams that I know talk about creating turnovers. Takeaways, they call them. And anytime you can get 2 or more in a game, you've had a really, really good performance. They exceeded that number in a big way.
Here's Williams. Escaping the pressure right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after the last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
To throw, it's Williams. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Well, we got ourselves a ball game, and those guys on defense, they came to play. Slipped up on their first series, but they're definitely settling in now and letting it be known that points won't come so easy again.
Able to push his way through. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Lions will take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. He's airing it out for Williams. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And the Bears are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
At their own 40-yard line.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. They'll start at the 40, so great starting field position following the interception. To the air, Williams. And this one into the hands of Vaughn. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that will bring up second down. And just in general, Charles, on a play like that, how tough is it for the defense to account for a running back essentially being a receiver downfield?
It's very difficult, especially if the running back has skills like a receiver, and you're aware of that before the game even begins. So throughout your practice sessions, you're going to want to be aware of him. Where is he lining up? What can he do? What kind of damage can he do to us downfield? And who can match up with him without weakening our overall defense? You're exactly right. It's a tough task to match up to him.
Here is third down and 4. Back to throw. Williams eluding the pressure right. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
I'll tell you what, these last couple of drives, much better from a defensive perspective. They gave up a touchdown on the opening drive, and then after forcing a punt on their last possession, it looks like they're going to get the football back again.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And no one there to stop it. Hits at the 8, but it carries all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out, they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. They'll get 5 out of the scramble. It's second down.
That's an early scramble that can be viewed positively by either side. From the offensive point of view, it begins to establish it as a possibility to keep it on certain plays. And defensively, they avoided giving up a huge play in one of their first tests in containing a quarterback on the run.
Running right with Kelly. And the defense on him quickly there as they stop him at the 40 for a gain of just 2. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Third and 2. They'll try and run for it with Kelly. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It's fourth down.
Here's Kelly on fourth down. And he is not going anywhere. They stop him for no gain. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position. Throwing to start the drive. Williams. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. A nice pickup of 17 yards. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
It's always tough trying to keep your guy upright when he's trying to throw the football. When you're dealing with those big, bad guys on the defensive front, it's even tougher. And this time, those guys on the opposite side won the battle, getting to the quarterback and knocking him into an incompletion.
Here's 2nd and 10. From the shotgun, a throw for Williams. On the throw, led him too much that time. It's incomplete.
Basically, you're not going to outwork two guys very often.
Double coverage. I thought he was going to go somewhere else with the football. I get it. That's a stud wide receiver. You want to try to get him the football.
Yeah, sometimes you rely on him a bit too much. You forget the other options that are out there.
They'll look to throw again. Dancing to his left. A nifty bit of scrambling there. 12 yards, first down.
How many times do we hear that third down may be the most important down in football, and there's no better example than what we just saw right there. Forced to scramble, knows where the first down marker is, dives for it, and gets it. What a big-time play, putting his body on the line to pick up a key first down.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Looking to throw. Williams. Flush to his right. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down.
I did like his decision-making there to make sure they picked up something instead of forcing the throw. Now they've got more manageable play coming up to try and pick up the first down, and don't rule out the possibility that he just keeps it and runs again.
Now they send a man in motion right.
Williams with a little touch pass forward.
And he's maybe going to get this back to the 4, but that's about all. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
On 3rd down, it's Vaughn.
And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears.
Deuce Vaughn, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Bears go up by 2 touchdowns.
Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it's now 14 to nothing. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. He might take this all the way. He will take this all the way. Touchdown, Lions. Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And that one makes it 14 to 7. So now the other return teams out there as they'll try to duplicate what they just saw.
And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback, and we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And they come in losers of 2 straight. And remember, they've got the open date on their calendar next weekend. But you think it's vitally important, Charles, that they focus on the task at hand here?
Absolutely, because these players, they know what's coming up. And the difference between taking time off following a win versus doing so on a 3-game losing streak, that's absolutely huge, because they may come back if they lose this game to a facility, and there may be new faces in there and some teammates lost.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
The Bears on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 15. Working out of the gun, Williams. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. Boy, a nice play there as they wind up converting on 3rd and 15. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. Call it a gain of 3 on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's vitally important to wrap him up immediately, because if you let that big guy get ahead of steam up, boy, then you've got real trouble trying to get him down.
But they're able to hold him to a short gain on 1st down.
From the 48-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. And they'll give Devon on the read option.
Despite the strong run, he'll be hit and dropped shy of the 45. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a 3rd and about 4 for a first.
He's definitely tough to get down. We just saw it right there. But how about what we did see? Pursuit, wrap up, and then the big finish with the tackle.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. Again, a run with Vaughn.
And he won't get close. Only a yard, 4th and 3.
They'll go. Here's Williams. He's got his target. That's complete.
Touchdown, Chicago!
Rome Odunze.
Halfway to 100 now with career touchdown number 50.
And the Bears' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Santos with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down. He'll leave it for Kelly, complete. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that play. The Lions will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He's airing it out for Williams.
Oh, he had a man open. He overshot him. It's incomplete.
Oh, and that's kind of how it's gone for him so far. That was a ball they need to get back in this game. A quick strike, a big play. But he led his guy too far, and it winds up over his head.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
They're going to look to throw. That's complete to Laporta. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half. They'll look to throw here on first down. And this will be a dump off for Kelly. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
2nd down and 4.
Again, he'll drop to throw.
A little short pass here taken in by Laporta.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. 7 yards there and a first down.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to, pick up a first down.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And that's incomplete. Clock stops with 10 seconds left.
Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
2nd and 10.
Back to throw again. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And oh, that one going to wind up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
And that's where you're counting on a receiver's size being an advantage. They were hoping he could go up the top of a smaller DB and haul that one in. A good thought, but that time it didn't work out.
Bates' kick is good.
And that will get the disadvantage now back down to 11. So a big play before the end of the half to get him into this spot, and they cash in with 3.
How about the 1-2 to the solar plexus on that one? The big play, the field goal, not much time left on the clock. That's the way to go into the half.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line.
They'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. And that'll do it for the end of the second quarter. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here.
Carlos Santos to kick off for Chicago.
It'll be Lions football to start the second half, and they trail here as we get back underway on EA Sports. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. All in all, pretty manageable deficit, Charles, here as they start this third quarter offensively when you consider the fact that in the first 2 quarters, they had 2 costly turnovers.
I think you laid it out there perfectly, partner. Very tough to hold a lead going into the break if you continue to hand it over on multiple drives.
Yeah, and obviously, Charles, it would be very tough to climb back into the game if those turnovers continue.
I would say borderline impossible. You keep turning it over, I don't know how you make up a deficit.
Here's 2nd and 8. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jalen Johnson. Credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Looking to throw. Well, that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Back to throw now on first down. That is incomplete.
At this point in the game, and the situation they're in, partner, these incompletions that we're seeing, they need to turn into positive snaps, and soon.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They run up the gut with Kelly. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. It's a gain of 14 and a first down for Detroit.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 47 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
First downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. First and goal, Kelly. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Lions have got it back to within a score. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the first and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off.
Dan Campbell makes the call. His guys will go for 2 here.
The Lions will set up for
The quarterback will keep it himself. They'll try and run it here. And he's not going to get in as the try for 2 comes up empty. So they will be unable to cut this to a field goal as the differential remains 5. Here are the Lions now as they line up and kick this one away. And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
From the gun, here's Williams. And the Lions pressure too strong. Down he goes. Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. Looking to throw is Williams. Flushed out right. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the first down and a 21-yard gain.
The sack on first down took him out of a traditional running play and put him in a passing situation, but didn't stop him from running anyway, did it?
No, I was surprised when he took off. I thought, oh, he's got some space. He might pick up 5, 6, 7 yards. He goes all the way and picks up the first. Running behind center with Vaughn. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Play action. Now Williams. He's going to air one out. Got a man. It's caught inside the 10. Touchdown, Chicago. Rome Odunze. His 3rd touchdown of the game, his 8th on the year. And the Bears are able to widen their advantage. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. Now a hit and a loose football. And this is picked up by the Bears. There he goes right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Chicago. So they get the 1-score kickoff, get a fumble, take it right back to the house. 2 quick touchdowns within a matter of about 10 seconds on the game clock.
It's like a big 1-2 punch that may lead to a knockout.
So here's the kickoff now as they'll get it again following that fumble return for a score. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line. Up the middle, it's Vaughn. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and it'll be second and very short.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Moore.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. To throw, Williams. To the left side, into the hands of Odunze. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomp down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago.
Caleb Williams.
A 4-yard touchdown scamper.
And the Bears look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here this fourth quarter.
Santos with the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26. Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Now, this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here this fourth quarter.
But despite the completion, they're going to wind up losing 3 there. Second down.
And we constantly talk about people being on the same page. In this situation, the two of them saw the play with the same eyes. They understood where the open spaces were going to be, and they found a way to get there to pick up a new set of downs.
And that'll be caught by St. Brown.
And he's going to be shoved out of bounds inside the 15-yard line.
A big play there on the catch and run. 62 yards.
They made that way too easy for them. No one is supposed to be that open against an NFL defense. Once he caught the ball, there wasn't anybody close enough to stop him. And he was able to continue downfield after making the catch.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. They'll look to throw.
That's to the tight end, Laporta.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. It'll be a gain of 5, and it'll be second down.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Second and 10.
He'll drop to throw.
Right side to Williams.
And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit.
Jameson Williams
From 10 yards out.
And the Lions are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. He's got them out now to a 3-score lead here in the fourth quarter after that one, CD. And, well, he looked right off the line like he knew that that ball was coming his way, and he secured it for 6 points.
Yeah, I think when you're leading by a healthy margin already, it actually loosens you up and allows you to take maybe a few more chances and definitely play with more confidence, because he certainly saw something he could exploit in the defense, and he made sure to let his quarterback know, just get it to me. And the rest was all up to him, and he delivered and made it a 3-score game.
And the Bears hands team able to pounce on it and get the football. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
Staying on the ground with Vaughn.
And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
They'll go play action here with Williams.
And this one is incomplete. They're still throwing the football here, and obviously the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football. To the air, Williams. He'll get this into the hands of Odunze.
And it's going to be another first down as they'll get him to the ground at the Lions' 17-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. He's going to try and do this himself.
And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you've got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone that has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. 2nd and goal from the 1. Two minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Bears with the football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd and goal now as they look to add a few more points here onto their total. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal.
Vaughn is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
They'll look to throw for it with Williams. And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Rome Odunze from 3 yards out. And the Bears look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Santos able to tack on the extra point, and that will bump the lead up to 26.
Cairo Santos to kick off for Chicago.
Now after the touchdown, here's Santos to kick this one away. And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And that unbeaten record very much in jeopardy. It's been a great first few months of the season so far, but they have run into a buzzsaw here, trailing. He's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. He's going to go up top again. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great play there. 38 yards. And the Lions are able to cut into that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team. But I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film. But this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
Point after, right down the middle. And that'll make this a 19-point ball game. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play. And here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling. And whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a 1st down run. When you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. And it's incomplete. They're still throwing to the very end, but now this game is over. Charles